Track 14. Listening Worksheet 3.
Hey, what are you doing, Ellie?
Oh, hi, Zach. I've just done this short quiz about films and filmmaking online. I got 10 out of 10.
Cool. Let's have a go.
Sure, right. Let's see. Question 1. What is a mainstream film? Is it a film with lots of special effects or one produced by a large production company?
I know this one. Right. Mainstream films have great special effects. I mean, like 3D animation and stuff.
Well, they might, but not necessarily.
Oh, right. So B's the correct answer then.
That's right.
Okay, number 2.
So, this is about film festival competitions, like Best Script or Best Screenplay. Who enters these? Independent or studio films?
Well, I know that independent films need prize money to fund their film productions, so I'm going to go with that.
Correct. Number 3. How are studio films funded?
Well, on the basis that independent films either fund themselves or try and get money from other sources, like private investors, I'd say the studio does it. You know, like Warner Brothers or Universal Pictures.
Correct again. Well done. Next question. How many stages are there in the filmmaking process?
Goodness, how do you expect me to know that?
It's hard. I thought 9 initially, but realised just in time that I was about to make a mistake. There are 2 fewer than I thought.
Well, you should know it. You are doing that film studies course. Right, next question.
Track 15. Listening Worksheet 3.
Hi, Stan. Have you got a minute to talk about our work placement? Specifically, the film and video animation project we are working on.
Animation. The method of creating movement by showing a series of pictures, one after the other, very quickly.
Stop! You sound like our tutor.
Sorry. Okay, I'm not too sure about all the stages, actually. Let me get a pen so I can write them down. Right. The video animation process.
Ready? Good. Well, the first thing is to have a meeting to find out exactly what is required.
Right. So we have to get together with the client and get a detailed understanding of the project.
Track 16. Listening Worksheet 3.
Hi, Stan. Have you got a minute to talk about our work placement? Specifically, the film and video animation project we are working on.
Animation. The method of creating movement by showing a series of pictures, one after the other, very quickly.
Stop! You sound like our tutor.
Sorry. Okay. I'm not too sure about all the stages, actually. First, let me get a pen so I can write them down. Right. The video animation process.
Ready? Good. Well, the first thing is to have a meeting to find out exactly what is required.
Right. So, we have to get together with the client and get a detailed understanding of the project.
Yes, that's right. Next, we move on to the idea or concept stage.
Right. What happens then?
Well, we have to put together a structure for the video that we are going to produce. Then, once that's been agreed, we start writing the script.
That's really important.
Absolutely.
So, I've got that. We then have to find an actor using one of those online platforms.
Right. One with the right sort of voice for our part.
Yes. Their appearance doesn't matter, as they won't be seen in the video. After that, a storyboard is put together. Can you remind me what that is?
Well, just think of it as basic drawings which show the progress of the story scene by scene. We include a description of the visuals and the actions too.
Great, that's clearer.
Then we create the visual style, which means we add colour and things behind the character, like clouds, furniture or pets. This stage can take a long time.
When can we get on to the exciting part and get the images moving?
The following step, animation, is probably my favourite. Everything starts to come to life.
Is that the end?
Almost. Before we finish, we can set the mood by adding the right music. This is important, so even though it's the last stage, it needs to be done carefully.
Right. How about we...
Track 17. Listening Worksheet 3.
To illustrate this point, let me tell you about what I did at the film studio.
This brings me to my final point, which is the development of special effects.
So, in other words, the reason I chose film studies was because...
Okay, so we've looked at the challenges of script writing.
I'd like to begin by describing the film production process.
I've talked about the role of the director.
Track 18. Listening Worksheet 3.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's short presentation about film production. Before we start, I just want to remind you that after the presentation, the University Film Club will be showing photographic images from their project Films Through the Ages, so please do stay for that if you can. Okay, right, so coming back to this afternoon's topic, film production. You can see from the slide that there are 7 stages. Now, although production projects are not all the same, they typically start with development. Not all ideas for film start out as original concepts. They may, for instance, come from books, other films, or true stories. But in each case, an idea is turned into a script, and after approval, writers come up with an initial outline of the film. Moving on, we come to pre-production. At the start of this stage, the company has a number of different production options. Once these have been narrowed down, planning begins. The vision of the project is decided, and then the producer, who is already in place, is in a position to hire managers and decide where they are going to film. This brings us to production. During this stage, decisions are made about how the company intends to film day to day. It's really important that the company sticks to agreed activities so that it doesn't exceed its budget. Everything has to be well controlled. In addition, if the process is to run smoothly, it's crucial that there's communication with everyone involved in the process. Now let's turn to photography, when the camera finally starts to roll. As you can imagine, things get particularly costly at this point. There are wages to consider. Filming might be in locations which are remote and difficult to get to, and there are special effects which are becoming more and more technical. Once that's done, we've got the period immediately after filming, which is called the wrap. This is when the set gets taken down and put away, the site is cleared, and suppliers get back anything the company borrowed or hired. After this, we have post-production. The film is taken back, typically to the studio, to where it is viewed and edited before the final stage of the process, which is what I want to talk briefly about now. This is distribution. Of course, the film must be distributed for the producers to make a profit, or at least to get back their original investment. Of course, by the time we come to view films in cinemas, or quite possibly these days over the internet, we might forget all the hard work that went into making them. Right, that's the 7 stages in the process I wanted to highlight today. You'll find more details in the reading I gave you.